What is your I shouldn't have said that moment, or have witnessed? Mine was one I witnessed. My ex was working at a convenience store. I was there to keep him company since it was the night shift, and two men walked in. One had been in Afghanistan and had his legs amputated below the knee from the war. Think Hank Hill's dad from King of the Hill. The other men came in to fill out an employment form, and they got stuck on a section. My ex was trying to figure it out with him before saying, "I don't know man," I'm stumped. I looked at the soldier in absolute terror and we locked eyes. Thank goodness he just burst out laughing instead, and my ex and the other guy didn't get why we were laughing so hard for a good few minutes before it dawned on them what he said. Lol. So glad the guy was a good sport about it. I was talking with one of my friends. I don't remember what he said, but I made a "your mom" comment only to remember that his mom recently died. So I think fast and say in a joking way, "No wait, that wasn't her. That was another friend's mom." My friend burst out laughing and telling me that her mom died as well. At least he was a good sport about it. Me and my friends were having a group photo session for prom at one of our houses. Everyone's parents were there taking photos of their daughters or sons with the dates they had. I was going alone and one of the parents asked me who I was going with. I immediately blurted out my right hand. Dads were holding back laughter, moms were standing there shocked. Good times all around. I once complimented a coworker on her interesting choice of outfit, thinking I was being funny. Turns out, it was her grandmother's funeral that day and she was wearing something sentimental. I've never wanted to melt into the floor faster in my life. I was in an all-hands company meeting. The CEO wanted us to all open up more about things that were going on in our life and share our struggles more. One guy opened up to the CEO that his parents are on his ass about going to grad school, and he doesn't know if he should continue working or leave the company. Pop was in Nam War. My idiot 12-year-old self was frustrated because my friends were going shopping and I wasn't allowed. I was trying to convince him to change my mom's mind and let me go. I distinctly remember saying to him, "Ugh, you don't understand, Pop. This is my Vietnam." He absolutely lost it laughing and still hasn't stopped. Congratulations on graduating. I didn't graduate. The rest of the class had graduated. She had failed a module. Oops. I work in a field with a lot of death, destruction and gallows humor. My routine response to "How was your weekend?" is "I'm alive." My colleague's partner killed himself. My colleague returned to work after a couple weeks. I saw them on the Monday morning. They asked, "How was your weekend?" My aunt came over to tell us my cousin had taken her own life after years as an alcoholic, and I blurted I always thought I'd be the family suicide. It was an awful thing to say and I totally regret it. I was wearing this knit sweater that kind of looked like something a grandmother would crochet for their grandchild. I had just started working at this place and one of my coworkers asked if my dying grandmother made it and asked me to wear it. He was trying to be funny. Turns out, my grandmother was actively dying when he said it. I started laughing because he had no idea that he'd put his foot in his mouth until another coworker informed him that my grandmother was dying. I've never seen someone turn that white and then that red in one moment. 7 years later, he still can't live it down. Business school interview over Skype. They were very interested in a global conference I was helping organize and suddenly asked, "What would you do in the event of a terrorist attack?" Blanked out. First thing out of my mouth was, "Well, the event's going to be a bomb." I didn't get in. Walking into a practical assessment, the lecturer tried to calm us down by saying just pretend to not hear my response. Geez, the lecturer is a dickhead. Managed 92. High school first thing in the morning. It was really quiet and I said loudly to everyone in the hallway, "Quiet and hear who died?" A couple of kids in a car accident the night before. Invited my boyfriend, now husband, to a friendly family game night. Things got competitive, but in a friendly cajoling kind of way. My little brother made a snarky comment, to which my then boyfriend replied, "That's what I told your mom last night." To which my own mother replied, "What do you mean? We didn't speak last night." Yeah, I'd think that'd be enough. But my mom insisted on getting an explanation for why we were all snickering. Which is the story of how my now husband had to explain his suggestive "your mom" joke to his future mother-in-law. Someone was explaining to me that his brother-in-law had just passed away unexpectedly due to a heart attack. My first comment? Bless his heart. I had known this guy for like a month and we were hanging out together. Somehow it came up that he used to be fat when he was a kid and I for some reason thought it was appropriate to say, "Yeah, you look like someone who'd been fat." Him not good at talking to people. I was once waiting on a 5-top of women who were probably about 40. I was probably mid to late 20s. I don't remember when it was exactly, but one of them ordered the 6-inch fillet instead of the 6-ounce fillet, and when I looked up from my book to giggle, her friends all started cackling. I giggled every time I walked by that table the rest of the time they were there, and that poor woman couldn't look me in the eye. I joked to my boss in a large team meeting that he had gotten bald because of all the worries about us. Later, someone told me he had cancer. I accidentally revealed a surprise party in front of the person it was for. My friends and I were in a play our senior year of high school. My friend was going to play an elderly woman in the play. I asked my grandmother if we could borrow her old lady dresses for the play. My grandmother didn't appreciate my request for old lady dresses. She actually wore nice trendy clothes from expensive clothing stores. I cringe now thinking about my request for old lady dresses.